management of federal laws.
Right.
The cabinet level.
You know this word.
Positions.
Say it carefully. Sound it out.
Positions.
Don't try to say it all. Say one piece at a time. Sound it out. Right? Good. Put that together.
Positions.
There you go.
What means? I didn't know positions.
Okay. Position is another one of those words that has lots of meanings.
Oh, position.
Okay. Position means the way I'm sitting or standing, but it can also mean a job. So my position at the county is a particular job. The cabinet level positions, the cabinet level jobs include.
Okay. The cabinet level positions include
Good.
secretary.
Good. Secretary.
What means secretary of defense?
Well, in different countries, they use different words. These are the people who directly work for the president. Okay? In this country, we call the leader of the defense and military, we call him Secretary of Defense. In England, they call him Minister of Defense. It's just a word that means high-level advisor to the president.
Secretary.
So you see, these are all secretary.
Secretary of Defense. Secretary of Sister.
No.
State. Secretary of the Treasury.
Good. What is treasury?
The bank of.
That's right, the whole banking system. Very good.
Yeah,
the money and the bank.
Yeah. Secretary of Commerce.
No, careful.
Commerce.
Commerce
Commerce. What is commerce?
means business.
Oh, commerce. Secretary of Commerce. Secretary of Induction.
No, read that word. You know it.
Oh, education. Oh my God. This was I can't forget.
Because you tried to skip over it and guess at the word. If you just read what's there, you know it.
Secretary of Education.
Good.
Secretary of Energy.
Energy.
Energy. Oh, energy. Okay. Secretary of Homeland.
Good.
Security.
Don't guess. Say what's there.
Security.
Security.
Security. Oh, security. Security.
Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. Homeland Security. Secretary of Labor. Labor.
There you go.
Secretary of Labor. Okay.
Okay, let's talk about those for just a minute. So, what does the Secretary of Defense, what is he in charge of?
They has military or
That's right.
police.
No, military.
Military. Oh, military.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is in charge of the military? Who advises the president on military issues?
Secretary of Defense.
Good. Okay. All right. What is the Secretary of State? What is that person in charge of?
Representative
To who?
to U.S.
No, not to the U.S., to other countries.
Oh, to other countries.
Okay, so the Secretary of State is in charge of relationships with other countries.
Oh, I know that meaning.
Okay?
Okay, secretary.
So let me ask the other way. Who advises the president on issues about relationships with other countries?
Secretary of State.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay. Secretary of the Treasury.
Okay, and what is the Secretary of Treasury in charge of?
Money.
Money and banking system.
Money and bank system.
So, when we have a $5 bill, there's a signature on that bill. Who's the highest level person in the government who's in charge of printing that money?
Secretary of the Treasury.
And that's whose signature is on the money. So depending on when that $5 bill was printed, there's different signatures because we have different secretaries of the Treasury. Okay? Okay, so who is in charge of the printing of money and the banking system?
Secretary of the Treasury.
Very good. Okay. What's the next one?
Secretary of
Commerce. And what does that mean? What is the Secretary of Commerce in charge of?
Business.
Right. Now, obviously, the Secretary of Commerce doesn't own the businesses. The Secretary of Commerce doesn't own the grocery store, right? But he is in charge of policies that affect grocery stores and trucks that bring things from one state to another, and Federal Express that brings packages from New York to California in one day. He is in charge of the policies that affect those things. The Secretary of Commerce doesn't own any of the businesses, doesn't run any of the businesses, but is in charge of how the government interacts with all of those businesses, especially those that go from one state to another. Okay.
Secretary of Education.
And what is that person in charge of?
Every school.
Most education is controlled either by the school board in the local town or by the state. Okay? But there are still, the federal government gives money to local schools and to colleges and universities. And so the Secretary of Education controls how the U.S. government interacts with education. The Secretary of Education doesn't actually run any of the local schools or any of the colleges and universities, but the Secretary of Education controls a lot of information and money that goes back and forth. So, for instance, in a very poor state, let's say Alabama, the local taxes won't pay for the schools, for the kids to go to school. So taxes that we pay in California go to the federal government, and some of those go to Alabama to help them run their schools so that the kids have a place to go to school. If we didn't do that, the kids in Alabama would never get an education. So the Secretary of Education runs all of those rules and manages the money that goes back and forth with all levels of education. So, what did Biden do about 2 weeks ago involving education?
Oh, every college.
Well, he canceled a lot of the loans, the educational loans.
Wow, they
Okay.
should cancel
No.
you.
No. I just wanted to use one example of where the Secretary of Education was important.
He should cancel all the education.
Well,